right now. Red Terran to the bottom right-hand side is FanTaSy. I'm saying it like cum dog. You just can't hear me properly. Con dog. Con dog. Con. I'm going to con your mother, Risky. And you know I wouldn't say anything of the other kind, because I'm sure you'd beat me up. Aye. The tree can't keep getting away with it. How is it still alive? Honestly, guys, you should check my Twitter. Because I bought 200 more decorations a day. It was just so funny. I told this a little bit early on, as we have FanTaSy in the bottom right-hand side of the map, going up against the blue Protoss in the top left-hand side trap. I was telling this story a little bit earlier, but I went in the supermarket and the decorations are on sale. They're like half price. So I'm going to go back and buy some more. But I was just like saying, like, I was at the checkout and the girl was like, wow, you're going to need a really big tree to fit all of those on. And she looked at me like, you idiot, why are you buying so many decorations? I was like, lady, if only you knew. I already have a tree with like 400 decorations on. And it's not that big. And she was like, okay, I think he's a psychopath. Get me out of here. She was just like, that'll be like £17, please. Please just get away from me. So yeah, pretty exciting times out in the supermarket today. As you kick this off and get this going. It's not that big, Wardy, 2018. That's what I tell all the girls. That way you can only impress. 200 IQ. It's never failed me yet. Then again, I haven't used it yet, so, you know. Stalker from traps up on the natural as this Reaper moving around. Armory coming in from FanTaSy. So going for the Widow Mines here, I would imagine, with an Armory this fast. You don't need the Armory for the Magfield Accelerator. You just need the Drill and Claws. That is what comes up from the Armory. So Drill and Claws it is. And getting in towards these Widow Mines. Poor tree as a sapling, all it wanted to be was a Christmas tree. Instead, it's overworked by a weird nerd. Dude, it's fabulous. You shouldn't judge a tree by its amount of decorations, okay? You should judge it by its beauty. And it's a beautiful tree, okay? Just because there's a lot of decorations on, it's living its best life. It doesn't know how useful it is. Dude, if all you're going to do is spam if the game's a replay, when people have told you literally 10 times, you're going to get banned. There you go. In case you guys are wondering, by the way, we're on a zero tolerance for bullshit in the chat anymore. So if you chat shit, you're getting banned. You're going to have to message someone to get unbanned if you feel like it was unjust. Because I'm done with losing my mind every stream to people being idiots in Twitch chat. So, yeah. That is the plan. As you see, Cyclone locks onto this Adept here. Traps had a busy day. He already played in the Onpung tournament where he advanced to the grand finals after taking down DRG 4-1. So now coming up against FanTaSy. As we see the Fortunate Robobay coming down. We're really ready to see how this Drill and Claws Widow Mine drop gets going. FanTaSy used this to a lot of success during the group stages against players such as Zest. And also Petit Drogo. He had mixed successes with it. And as we do see this Medevac coming over to the top left-hand side of the map. So, getting ready to drop those Widow Mines in the very near future. Looking to see what sort of damage can be dealt. Next is dropping down from Trap here, as we do see Medevac again just edging his way in towards that main base, ready to try and drop. But there's some Stalkers already pre-positioned. First Widow Mines will burrow very quickly as well, of course. That Drill and Claw is increasing the burrow speed. Blink is ready so he can dodge the Widow Mines as well. And he has a Robo, so Observer should be on its way over. In fact, there is an Observer already here. So Observer currently able to just detect those mines and clean that out. So nice little shutdown there already from Trap. No damage really taken in the early stages. And now FanTaSy's in a bit of a weird spot, because actually, after not really dealing any damage, I mean, what now? He kind of committed a fair amount to that. He built an armory, he built drilling claws. That's a very expensive set of, structures right away. As you do see, there's a little bit of bio moving out. But now he's going to be up against Colossus, and I kind of feel like Trap is just going to have a lot of units ready to greet FanTaSy if anything ever comes around there. Obviously, the third base coming up as well from Trap means he's going to start saturating that too. Getting this going. +1 is about to finish on the Forge here, as we do see Extended Thermal Lance has started up as well. 2 Widow Mines coming out the front of the Natron. We do see the Orbital going to drop down over on the third base, so Orbital taking on the third base location. And a few SCVs starting to come out from this here then, as we see some extra gateways also currently on the way up. Okay, I honestly feel at this stage when Trap gets up to like 2 or 3 Colossus, unless FanTaSy is already dropping, Trap's just going to start wandering across the map. And what on earth will FanTaSy have to defend with? He's going to be trying to defend with like bio and just really not that much at all. There really isn't going to be much going on at all, so it's going to be tough. What's up, friends in the chat? And thanks for the games. Needed this to get over my hangover. Well, good luck to your hangover, dude. And enjoy the StarCraft. We do have, again, this best of 5 and then also another best of 5. Bjorn plays the winner of Trap and FanTaSy to see if he will be able to qualify as well into the main final tournament of this, or the main final stage of this, I should say. Well, FanTaSy is actually the one that comes forwards. Obviously, a lot of Widow Mines make sense, but, I mean, the Colossus can just shave them off from a distance, so FanTaSy has to be careful with how he does them. Blinks forwards. Oh, 3 more Widow Mines going down. That was a field of Widow Mines, and now it's just a couple left. Cyclone going down as well. FanTaSy is just taking so many losses as Trap pushes straight across the map, and he just has so much here. You're going to see the Colossus picking off another Widow Mine as well. Man, this is just crazy as Trap keeps on pressing forwards. You're going to see a couple of these SCVs continue to go down. 4 or 5 workers dropped. And this is pretty much going to be it, as you see this Orbital Command will continue to be picked away at. This will go down. So Orbital falls. SCVs continue to be kited backwards. I mean, Submarine's going to try and kite in as well, coming in from the top side, but the Colossus just do too much here. 1 Widow Mine connection is actually pretty good, but he needed like 3 or 4 more of those at least to start getting some momentum. Right now, FanTaSy just does not have enough, and Trap is going to be pressing through the third base and probably onwards towards that natural expansion, looking to take the early lead in this best of 5 series. Widow Mine burrows up at the front from FanTaSy as well. And another Widow Mine getting cleaned out there, and again, still some Stalkers. Colossus coming forwards. Actually, one of the Colossus goes down. Stalkers will now blink backwards. A little bit of a lift up, a drop down as well. Zealots still coming through. More Zealots warping in from Trap, as we're going to be seeing the Stalkers once more find themselves blinking backwards here. Still pressing forwards. Trap going to clean out as much as he can. FanTaSy, again, there's just no way he cleans this up. Yeah, he killed one Colossus, so should be pretty great, honestly. Top left-hand side, our red Terran player. This, my friends, down a map is FanTaSy. And to the bottom right-hand side, the blue Protoss is Trap. You hope I'll be wearing this beautiful headset? No, I'm just going to wrap some tinsel around my neck normally. But yeah, planning to keep busy tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to cast Go for SC2 tomorrow, but we're definitely casting the WardiTV, the 2018 has left the game European playoffs. I kind of feel like I might go live early. It depends when I wake up, honestly. I'll see how I feel. But streaming tomorrow, Monday and Tuesday are WardiTV Christmas Invitational groups. And Wednesday is the playoffs of this event. Thursday is the Christmas Invitational playoffs. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're probably going to be casting the Slay Them All tournament by Base Trade TV. Rifkin said I could cast it on my own channel if I wanted. Obviously, he's going to be casting as well, but I figured, you know what, it might be some fun to cast, and I don't have anything else to cast, so probably going to be casting that on the Friday and Sunday. On the Saturday, I'm busy, but yeah, pretty much cast every day this week, guys, is what I'm trying to say. Lots of StarCraft 2 coming your way. Wrap it around my neck normally? Yeah, like a scarf or something. Yeah, you guys never put like a tinsel scarf on? I mean, neither have I. I've never done that in my life, but it doesn't seem that crazy to me. Don't be like me, drink water. I'm not going out drinking. As much as I love to party, it's not a party night. As FanTaSy will get the probe kill with the SCV. See this Reaper starting to move across the bottom right side of the map. FanTaSy looking to see what he's going to be up against in this game number 2 now. Reaper heading down to the bottom right as we see that gateway. Going to finish chrono boosting out that Adept, and this Adept is going to be chasing the Reaper up into the main base. A few probes getting popped, and again the Adept just being chased down. Adept will continue to shade around here at the moment as the Reaper hops down to the low ground. Off away over to the left. And meanwhile we do see the Stargate coming up in the main base, so getting that Stargate up and rolling. This Reaper jumps up to the high ground. We'll get a few shots on the Adept. Adept won't bother trying to chase any further. One of the Adepts already heading towards the natural, where there are a few Marines, so actually they should be ready to defend without too much issue as well. As this Adept arrive, the Marines will start to pick their way through it. And already feels as though Trap not really getting much done in this early game. Going into a Stargate. So setting up for the Stargate here, getting that going at the moment. Obviously going to be quite nice to get some pressure on the map and also maybe get some... this was really nice by Trap. Every single one of his units took part in that Reaper kill. Well positioned. But, very important for obviously Trap to get some damage done with that Oracle, take map control of it, get some good vision. I guess I said damage done. I guess you don't really need damage as long as you keep some good vision and so on. That's the most important part of this here. So, Oracle is on its way back up towards the top side. Going to be moving towards the main right away. There isn't any Widow Mines. Of course, Trap doesn't know that, so he might have to be a bit cautious. And seeing the Viking just drops the Revelation, backs out of there. That will allow him to kind of see a little bit of what's going on here. So that's going to be quite nice. Obviously just knows if these structures switch around or anything at any stage. Viking coming up to the top, another Cyclone out in the center. Just moving around here for the moment. Neither player really committing all too much to anything as FanTaSy goes into his stim pack and his tanks. Really quite regular at the moment. Trycons on the Forge, dropping into the main base. So gateways coming into the main as well. These Oracles still flying around. Looking to see where they can go as they come over to the right. We see the Cyclone from FanTaSy also coming out into the middle of the map here. So Cyclone moving out into the center. And SCV will drop in depot. We continue to get this set up and rolling with 5 extra gates coming into play currently from our Protoss player. So again, 5 extra gates up. One of these Oracles coming in over on the left-hand side. Is Bjorn after this? Yes, Bjorn will be playing the winner of this series. Why did the live cancel? He didn't. Players just couldn't play today, so we rescheduled it to tomorrow. Let's see if he's going to start going down. 3, 4, 5 workers already. Make that 6. Very good damage here already. 6 workers down and turning back around. The Oracles will not actually get much of a chance to lock onto that Cyclone. Tries to dive towards the high ground. Nice idea, but there was a Viking there anyways, so... Still 6 SCVs and only losing 1 Oracle. Don't think Trap can be too upset. That said, though, these Oracles obviously fairly low HP at the moment. There's a Viking coming in as well. Again, that's going to be high ground vision gain for a while. We'll lose track of it in the end, but here comes the big push. Medevac's going to back this up as well. It's going to be 3 siege tanks in just a few moments' time. Trap's starting to work his way through these rocks. These rocks are very important because if you don't get rid of them, tanks sieged up here become almost untouchable. And that obviously becomes quite a big issue. As we do have... Again, just units coming through the center of the map. And FanTaSy getting ready for this big push to try and get some damage done here. Down by 17 workers. He's actually kind of committed to this already, I feel. Cyclone lock on to kill the stasis ward on the high ground. That won't buy any time for Trap here. He's coming into the center. Maybe looking to cut off reinforcements, but that just gives... FanTaSy immediately position on this natural. SCV's pulled into this as well. A couple of Zealots going down there. Gateway falls. Pylon going down. And FanTaSy just pushing straight into the natural expansion. This Nexus starting to drop very quickly as he comes all the way forwards. This Nexus continuing to go down at the moment, and this is looking very, very good at the moment here for our Terran player. This Natural's going to go right down. Trap has to push into sieged up tanks, although they're not sieged just yet. But the tanks create a bit of a choke point almost for those Marines to sit in. As the tank, as Elves comes, can't talk, charging on forwards. He cleans up most of the tanks, but there's obviously not enough to get rid of the Marines. And FanTaSy's push is just that deadly. As we kick off to the top right-hand side, our red Terran player, give it up if you are cheering on FanTaSy. Bottom left, our blue Protoss player from Jin Air Green Wings. We have ourselves Trap. Tying it up 1-1 in the best of 5. Where will it go from here? Does FanTaSy take the lead, taking 2 maps in a row? Does Trap retake his lead that he already had after game 1? These guys have been playing some pretty fun games for us, I would say. Fast games, not the longest of games, sure, but a little bit more entertaining than that Solar Innovation series, right? I guess, okay, Solar Innovation Game 2 was pretty good. Did 47ers really just say, come on, Wardy, let's go party? Yeah, in the chat. Did that actually just happen? I wish I streamed with, I casted with a webcam on, because you would see how hard I'm facepalming right now. Real hard, by the way. Aye. Lock Q gets the successful Wardy mob off in the chat as well. Congratulations. You have now become one of the elite. You have made it, son. Good job. That song. Yeah, man. It's a good song. It's a tune. It's on my Guilty Pleasures playlist. I listen to it a little bit more than I'd like to admit, you know. Not gonna lie. Reaper pops down to the low ground and will start to move down to the bottom left-hand side of the map here to have a bit of an investigation as to what's going on. Reaper hops up, and again moving down towards the natural as we do see the Nexus coming in. Really nothing too crazy from either player. Both expanding, both going into their follow-ups. We're waiting to see what the tech choice will be from Trap. That should come down in the next little bit of gas that he mines. He does have just an Adept moving across the map for the moment. The probe across trying to get information. Pretty well denied. I mean, blocking the probe in with the wall off. Doesn't get far enough in to even see if the factory's building over here. So really no information given to Trap in these early stages. Adept comes up and Marine's having a good little fight. One Marine going down. The other Marine now in some trouble as well. Another Adept coming over though. And these Marines actually don't really have anything to back them up, so FanTaSy might be in actually a real little bit of trouble here. 2 Adepts versus literally 2 Marines, and they're already kind of low health. Well, now they're 1 hit each. Well, has to lock in the depots, because otherwise these Adepts will get into the main. I mean, at least at this point, you look at this and it's like, okay, well, you know, the Adepts can't get further into the main. As we see them working their way through that supply depot, and, well, again, just waiting for the Cyclone to pop out, really. Campbell Command was obviously out of position a little bit, so decides to lift it and relocate slightly. Reaper's still poking around to figure out what's going on. That's an Immortal from Trap, so the Robo facility is already interesting. You don't see it a lot of the time, but with an Immortal being chrono boosted, Trap's going to get a Warp Prism after this, and there's a very popular attack right now where you go for this 1 Immortal 3-gated play. He doesn't actually add on any extra gates just yet, but I'd be very surprised if he didn't add on a couple of extra gates. I mean, he's not doing that at all. There's 1. Okay, so there we go. 2 more gates. Again, this turns into a lot of aggression. The Warp Prism comes across the map. It chases, you know, it goes into the main. It can be very difficult to deal with, and especially as Trap's killed off the early Marines with the Adepts, it actually may work very well as the Cyclone finds the Immortal in the middle. Actually, the Immortal got a good first shot off on that Cyclone and is looking for another. Ooh, another nice shot. We're going to be seeing the Cyclone again super low here already. So this is already bad because the Cyclone's one of the big things that can defend. It gets stuck in a corner. Well, we do have Trap kind of stuck over here himself. Does in the end get past the bunker. Stalker and the Immortal going to lift up and go to the other side of the wall off. A few more SCVs chasing in. More looking at micro around. Stalkers continue to clean up. And SCV is already down here as FanTaSy trying to bring more in to try and defend this. The Marine's going down as well. Stalker lifts, will drop back down. The Depths continue to fight this Immortal too. Fair amount of damage being done at the moment. And this Immortal keeps on just lifting all of the time, dropping back down, getting another shot. This is now 16 SCVs killed. Across the map, we just saw the Liberator being dealt with. That was actually a victim, or the reason why 8 of these probes went down. So yeah, nice kill on the Liberator, sure, but obviously got some damage done before then. So a little bit of counter damage, perhaps not enough though, for FanTaSy. 38 probes to 27 SCVs at the moment. Scan comes down, Observer will get taken down by the Cyclone. As we'll see, these Adepts will shade forwards. Again, the Cyclone thinking about moving forwards there, but doesn't quite find the opportunity to. Depot's raising once more. Cyclone just decides to pull back. More and more units coming across the map. All gathering up. 3 more Stalkers coming in. And going to get ready to push up in towards this natural expansion here. Again, Bunker. A few Adepts, they're mortal. I mean, this should just be a fight that goes very heavily into the favor of Trap. His Adepts shade up into the main, then they decide to pull back. Honestly, they could have hit a mineral line. That would have been really good. Obviously, they didn't quite reach, but if they continue onwards, maybe some success there. I guess the Cyclone was locked on, so the chance for success was somewhat limited, as we are going to be seeing, well, this Immortal taking some damage here, and I mean, that's nice and all, but is it enough? Answer no, because he just jumps on that Siege Tank. Anyway, the War Prism gives you so much mobility with this attack in these small numbers. And while Supply Depot is going down, this, my friends, is going to be Trap retaking the lead in the series. A very fast game number 3. A very fast game number 3. And as you see, FanTaSy pulling in some more SCVs, but obviously it's just getting to the point where he's lost way too much to ever realistically recover from. There's 52 probes up from Trap at home. He doesn't even have enough Nexus to saturate 52 probes across. He's just... But like, that feels like it might be a bit too high. You know, 10,000 subs. Cosplay Rifkin. How do you cosplay Rifkin? He just sits on stream and just complains. Oh, I guess I just complain. Well, I complain anyways. Top right, our red terror is FanTaSy. Needs to win 2 in a row to win this. Cooking stream? Well, when I get internet at my house, sure, but I don't know what you want me to cook. Bottom left hand side, our blue Protoss is Janae Greenwing's Trap. I actually would be down to do some fun cooking streams and stuff when I get internet at my house. January 2nd, guys. I'll give you guys a home tour as well. I'll give you guys a tour. It'll be fun. Guys, I never said I would cosplay as Snow White. So if you're still waiting for Snow White cosplay, you're waiting for something that's not going to happen. I'm sorry, it just isn't. That's not. It's not a me thing. It's a you thing. You know. Down in Newcastle Brown, that's a good cooking stream. Are all the playoffs casted today? We are just... This is... after this, we have the winner versus Björn. That's the last series we cast today on Ravel. Alive, Creator, and Drogo will be playing over the next couple of days. And the European playoffs are tomorrow. Did I miss a sub? Did I miss LockQ175 with the subscription? How the fuck did I miss a sub? LockQ175? Dude, I have absolutely no idea what I'm playing at. I just did not see this at all. 20 minutes ago as well? Oh my god. LockQ175, thank you so much for subscribing. Can we get some love in the chat for someone that I'm terrible enough not to manage to thank when they do subscribe? Aye, aye, aye. He must have been in some real intense series. And some real intense action. I did not see that at all. Sorry, LockQ. Completely missed it. I really do apologize. Sorry. Apologies. You see the Reaper hopping up from FanTaSy into the main as just obviously wants to have that little bit of information gained in the early stages. Lucky rocking the WardiTV. Love it, dude. I'll get you up on the tree as well after this game. I'm gonna write in Bob decoration out right now. That Wardy and Rifkin ST2 would be dead. I'm not sure if that's quite true. Is this in-game music? It is. Cyclone pops out, going to be moving out onto the map here as we do see the orbital command coming up in the main base. Cloak Banshees for the first time in this series, which is kind of funky because Cloak Banshees are actually very popular in the meta right now, so it's kind of surprising to see FanTaSy has not gone into Cloak Banshees just yet until now. You can see the Cyclone coming up to the top, seeing what it can do. I don't think without me and Rifkin, SDT would be dead because other people would come and take our positions or our roles, right? Other people would just do what we do. Do you not think? I mean, there's other people running tournaments and stuff a lot of the time as well already. If me and Rifkin weren't around, maybe they would have more chance to run more stuff, or they would run more stuff in general because they'd see more viewers and more chance to invest more. I don't know. I don't like to think of myself as safe in StarCraft because I don't think it's too true. Alright. Cyclone is locked onto a Stalker there for a moment. Siege Tank gets the Immortal right away, so takes its barrier down. Do you see the Prism will just load up and head up towards the top side here, so looking for some damage. First Banshee's arriving in the main. There is Cloak, obviously, but there's no shield battery. Banshee cloaks up, and the observers are not far away. There's going to be a couple of probe kills, but not much beyond that. Banshee is going to try and run away, and just not going to work out at all. Would have been better to get a few more shots on probes, I guess. Banshee from FanTaSy number 2 coming around the top side. You would hope this one achieves a little more than the first. That War Prism still set here from Trap has not yet been utilized. He needs to do something about that as soon as possible, as we see the Prism unloading a couple of Stalkers and an Immortal. They're going to move forwards, and a couple of these Stalkers or units are going to start dealing some damage. The free workers killed so far. Siege Tank, Cyclone in a little bit of trouble. Cyclone goes down, the tank has gone down. This Banshee going to loop around the left side and going to head in towards the main base. As you do see the Banshee just going to come in and start to pick its way through these probes. So a few probes going down here already. And again, a couple of Stalkers heading in towards the Banshee to clean it out. But man, again, it's just not really that much damage. This was one probe, and the Banshee goes down. Well, now FanTaSy will try and push with the rest of the army. Not having the Banshees, though, means he's not going to be able to kind of pull Trap's units out of position while he gets set up. Trap can put full focus onto this army on the south side. He's bringing his War Prism back as well, so he's going to have everything possible to deal with this. This should go pretty well here for Trap, really. There's no reason it should go so badly for him, I don't think. You see that Prism coming in and loads at the back. I mean, Immortal can tank a few shots and is trying to get as much damage onto the tanks as possible. Well, that tank just runs up to the top side, takes forever to siege. Both the tanks are down, and FanTaSy is just going to be pushed away just like that. Trap. Way too much in the center, and Trap playing a very solid PvT here. If he wins this, he plays Bjorn, and as much as I love Bjorn, I'd be a little bit scared for him because Trap is playing some stellar PvT at the moment. And Trap taking down that Banshee as well. Going to warp in a few High Templar. Storm's about to be done, so as he pushes forwards, he heals that attack while going into Storm means his counterattacks got Storm. That's only going to be troubling. Okay, well then. As the Observer heads up in towards the main, we see a couple more Archons on the way down and out. And they are going to be seeing this army pushing in towards the natural here in the next few moments. FanTaSy is ahead on workers, but that doesn't really matter when you don't have enough to defend. 2 Archons and 2 Immortals make this so powerful. He didn't even wait for the Storm and Templar. GG's, and Trap will take the series 3-1.